It's time to talk about Omarion Hampton. At 6 foot 220 pounds, he played for the North Carolina Tar Heels and is a dynamic but physical running back who should be less afforded, opportunities as the primary ball carrier in the NFL. Few running backs are doing more with less than Hampton, whose offensive line has not afforded him space of many of his peers. Hampton gets by with his good vision though, surprising versatility as a runner and explosive finishes to earn hard yards. Oftentimes he's rewarded with missed tackles on these reps, which just allow him to pop chunk gains into the secondary. Hampton has a viable every down skill set, although many teams will likely have a better passing option on the roster as a part of their platoon. The ceiling in here is 250 plus NFL touches per season, however, right? So let's just talk about some positives of Omarion Hampton there. He has an imposing frame and explosiveness, which allows for a violent finish of runs for added yards after the contact. He has a strong feel for getting skinny through these creases despite his stature to slip through runs, fits, and finds creases for sustaining forward momentum. He's also very light on his feet and steps around trash well when pressing the line of scrimmage to stay on schedule. And when we have positives, we have to start talking about some negatives here. And I would say that while willingness, I would say in the pass protection, Hampton would benefit from more consistent strikes and better framing of rushing defenders. I think he's a bit more of a slashing runner on vertical runs, lacking the hard and dynamic one-cut get north quickly and attack a developing crease, So, and then the creativity, right, in the open field isn't as robust or dynamic as others to force false steps. Let's just look a little bit of the background of Hampton. He hails from Clayton, North Carolina, played high school for Cleveland High School. He was a three-sport athlete for Cleveland, participating in basketball, track and field, and in addition, just to the football. He was a four-star recruit. Hampton rolled up the accolades at the prep level, twice named All-State while earning the title Gatorade's North Carolina Player of the Year, Charlotte Observer's Mr. Football, and even more. So Hampton collected offers from programs like Penn State, Florida, Auburn, Tennessee, Ohio State, Michigan, and more before ultimately committing to and enrolling at North Carolina to play for his home state. As a freshman, Hampton started 4 games while appearing in all 13, posting the first 100-yard rushing performance from a true freshman at University of North Carolina since 1946. As a sophomore, Hampton assumed the full-time starting role while playing in all 13 games that season. He posted 1,504 yards rushing and then 15 touchdowns on 253 carries, plus an additional 29 receptions for 222 yards and another touchdown through the air. That was good for second-team All-American honors from a slew of outlets and recognition as a finalist for the 2023 Doak Walker Award. Hampton offers a variety of problems for defenders as a ball carrier. First and foremost, he's an absolute load with the ability to reduce his pads and play with diminished surface area, in heads-up tackle challenges. The blend of burst and pliability at first contact makes him someone who absorbs contact quite well, and as a result, he's a pile pusher and a churner through the second-level contact. With surprising mobility throughout the lower half, Hampton plays with strong contact balance and pairs that with light feet that step over around trash at his feet, and he presses the line of scrimmage. This is a big back with slippery feel, right? Not just thanks to his feet and his power, but thanks to his strong vision and processing out of the mesh point. He's quickly to identify the attack holes that, present immediate, but also accustomed to having to press the line of scrimmage to make a snap decision through a small crease. These qualities are amplified by a modest front blocking for him at UNC, making him a reliable singles and doubles hitter. Don't expect a lot of turn downs on quality looks right in the box for a modest gain. So, he just sticks his nose into it and gets it done. Hampton thrusts his pads to finished runs and turns those modest gains into respectable ones. Rightfully so, too. He has great urgency through contact. However, these skills are essential to his game, making sure he's somewhat lacking in a number of areas that would allow him or help him, right, to create consistently dynamic runs. I don't see a great deal of wiggle or creativity in the hole. He runs with the equivalent of a full court press on the hardwood floor, right, and playing basketball. He's on top of you as fast as it dictates his runs, instead of trying to really manipulate defenders or create added creases and false steps for extra yardage. This is for better or for worse, if you know what I mean. So, I mean, as an outside runner, Hampton has the linear burst to press the edge, but his ability to make the hard cut and get north and south quickly is somewhat tempered by his cadence and his mass. It can be difficult for him to take his outside zone track and stick a foot to the ground. Either a more reserved pace could help, or he'll need to consistently have these softer edges to claim these reps without having to steadily lean and slash into his turn of the corner. Hampton hits big runs, but his open field long speed should be classified as solid. He does not appear to have a breakneck long speed to blow by these defenders in the secondary out of the water. So he has lost some ankles in the open field on perimeter runs that carry him up the sideline. And without this element, his bursty and aggressive running style are important variables to him hitting chunk runs in the NFL. Hampton has a skill set to be a 3-down player in the NFL, but his passing game resume offers room for growth. His implementation at North Carolina lacked creativity in the passing game. He wasn't really charged with running a lot of options down the field either, and most of his work came on just basic checkdowns. Just the work underneath that he did. So he does appear to be comfortable, with his hands catching, but his role early in his NFL career will likely need to be a complementary player if he's going to be a high volume runner from the jump. In pass protection, Hampton has the physicality and active eyes to find and deliver those blows. His consistency wavers, however. There are times when he will drift towards the initial read and take himself out of position for the threat that is declared. Other times you wish he'd keep his head up and deliver a blow, as compared to catching contact with dead feet and getting collapsed or completely shed off of a fit. Thank you for watching yet another breakdown for another prospect for this upcoming 2025 NFL drafts. As we continue to kind of prep you, getting ready for your fantasy football drafts later on in the season, I can't wait to keep breaking down a lot of these players. That way you guys can see what's going on, and that way you can make the best selection possible. Here at the Bayou Bengal Fantasy Network, we want to make sure you are hitting all types of championships each and every year, and this is the starter of it. There is no off season when it comes to the Bayou Bengal Fantasy Network, so do yourself a favor, become a part of the family. Hit the subscribe button, smash a like button on the video below, and leave a comment down below. What do you guys think about this prospect? Is this somebody that you want to go in and try to draft on your fantasy football team? I can't wait to hear what your thoughts are, and I can't wait to see you guys on the next video. We'll see you guys next time.